Reflection equals 107, and right now it's 10.7 degrees in Melbourne, which is like a reflection of the value of the word reflection, 107. And the mirror boy of Jake and Nathan is 15 years old, and he's turning 16 this year on the 6th of the 9th. 1 and 5 is 6, and bad equals 7. Nathan died on the 7th of February 2009, and Jake died on the 22nd of October 1989. So Nathan's date of death, Jacob's date of death. Nathan was born on the 24th of November 1995, and he was 13 years old when he died. And Nathan was both a Northern Territorian and a Victorian. He died near Melbourne. He was a victim of the Black Saturday fires, which were, of course, on a Saturday, Black Saturday, the 7th of February 2009. And the word dead equals 14. Hell equals 37, and that's exactly what Black Saturday was. It was hell on earth. And the word bulb, B-U-L-B, also has a value of 37, which I've also connected to Jake and Nathan's prophecy, which is, well, let's check out the time. It's 11:44 right now. Jake was 11, and 11 times 4 is 44. Hope equals 44, and that's the word that's been connected to Jake more than any other word by his family. So 11:44 a.m. Saturday 14th of April 2018, and that's in Sumbawa, Indonesia. Sumbawa Island is the location of a volcano called Mount Tambora, and Jake and Nathan's prophecy is that this volcano will erupt this year, 2018. It hasn't erupted since its huge, colossal eruption back in 1815, which happened on a Monday, actually. Monday the 10th of April. So we're just 4 days after the 203rd anniversary of the eruption of that colossal eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia. So, another eruption in 2018, and 11:45 current time in Indonesia. Maybe we could look somewhere else. So it's 11:45, 11:46 now in most of Indonesia, but not all. Some parts of Indonesia are in a different time zone, as you can see. No changes, no updates here yet. Apart from, I did mention the mirror boy of Jake and Nathan is turning 16 this year. 16 is the current temperature in Hobart. Don't know if that was there before or not, but if it was, I didn't notice it. So, there's the current satellite picture, remnants of ex-tropical cyclone Iris, the one that came back from the dead, on the 2nd of April. Does that look like an alien or what? Yeah, not bad. Not bad cloud art. And yeah, it's a bit windy. 30 kilometers an hour. But really not too bad. Not crazy windy. The day of Black Saturday, the day Nathan died, was one of the windiest days in the history of Victoria, I would imagine, because the winds were gusting well over 100 kilometres an hour, which they are again today, but on that day it was ahead of a change, ahead of a cold front, a cool change, and the temperature was extreme. So this is the front that's coming through today and bringing bad weather to Victoria as well as other parts of Australia. Pretty deep low pressure system, 965 is the pressure down here. 75 is the value of the name Marcus. Marcus was the name of Jake's dog, and Jake died on the 22nd. He was born on the 17th. Born on the 17th of October. February. 17th of February. And died on the 22nd of October. Marcus was the name of his dog. And Marcus was the cyclone that hit Darwin on Saturday, the 17th of March. On Saturday the 17th of February, Jake's birthday, Cyclone Kelvin formed over here. And the very first cyclone this year was Dahlia, and it was named by Indonesia. And it formed at the same time that Mount Agung was erupting in Bali. True, true, true. Like I said, Nathan died aged 13. That's now the wind speed in Melbourne. Sydney still 37. Perth is 7. Nathan died on the 7th. 7th of February. Jake died on the 22nd of October. Nathan lived between Melbourne and the Northern Territory. Victoria and the Northern Territory. Darwin and Melbourne. 13 kilometres an hour is the wind right now in Darwin. 13 is also the current wind speed in Melbourne. And we have 11.2 millimetres of rain since 9 AM. Guess what has a value of 112? St. Joseph, the town where Jacob's from, has a value of 112. And Zombie Boy equals 112. Iris was called the zombie cyclone because it came back from the dead. And it came back from the dead on Easter Monday, on the 3rd day. So Nathan's got a prediction for 3 signs. Like I was saying, Nathan died on the 7th. 3 sevens. Well, hell, 37. 3 signs. 3 signs in nature. And now we've got 30 kilometres an hour in Hobart and Canberra. Date equals 30. Eagle equals 30. 2 dates, 2 eagles. So Nathan's prediction is for twin signs. We might go to, let's go to Minnesota, because that's where Jake's from. Minnesota in the USA. So let's go over there, have a look at the time. Notice there were 17 results for Indonesia. There's also 17 for Minnesota. Hugo was the name of a hurricane that hit hit America a couple of weeks before Jake died. So we might go to Hugo, where it's 10:51 PM. Friday, 13th of April 2018. Now 10:52. And yeah, Josh, the name Josh, has a value of 52. And the message I saw in a dream going back to 2012 was have faith, Josh, 10:9:45. 45 is the latitude of Hugo in Minnesota. 93, there was a wind gust in Canberra last night of 93 kilometers per hour. Friday the 13th. 3 13s are 39, which is a reflection of 93. Angel equals 39. And the prediction of Jake and Nathan, so the time 9:45, might be relevant to the prediction of Jake and Nathan. What is their prediction? Well, it's for twin signs on Sunday the 22nd of April and a triplet sign by the 27th, on or before the 27th. So twins and then a triplet. 3 signs in nature which will speak for themselves. Won't be hard to know what they are, the triplets. But at this point in time, I have no clue what they are. But we will know by my birthday, which is Friday the 27th. And 1 plus 5 plus 3 is 8. And that is Jake's life path number 8. And we are 8 days today away from Sunday the 22nd, which is when Nathan says we will see the twin events, then the triplet. And this will be a sign for the other part of the prediction, which is for Mount Tambora in the Philippines to erupt in 2018. And the date that Jake and Nathan are pointing to is a Saturday. Saturday, the 22nd of September 2018. So let's go exploring somewhere else. Indonesia, it's now 11:45. So let's go to, where else can we go? Let's go to Darwin. Just somewhere different. Darwin in the Northern Territory. It's 125. The value of wedge-tailed eagle is 125. And it's 155 where I am right now in New South Wales. 5 5s are 25. The name Satan has a value of 55. Supposedly, the bad guy, Satan, Prince of Darkness, Lord of the Underworld. 5 5s are 25. Wedge-tailed eagle, 125. 14th of April 2018. So we're 8 days away from the twins on the 22nd. A triplet sign by the 27th. And all of this is it's to build a foundation. It's to build a foundation for the prophecy for the eruption of Mount Tambora. Mount Tambora. What do we got now? We've got 35 kilometers per hour in Hobart, and we've got 35 kilometers per hour in Sydney. 35 in Hobart and Sydney. 2 in Darwin. 2 kilometers an hour in Darwin. Like I was saying, the mirror boy of Jake and Nathan is 15 years old. Nathan died on the 7th. Eagle equals 30. Dahlia equals 35. And the first cyclone this year was named by Indonesia. It was Dahlia. Dahlia. The mirror boy is turning 16 this year. So, 15. The age of the Mirror Boy. Why don't we have a look at the rain radar? Will that work? The National. So we should be able to see where the front is. There you go. So this is what's causing all the wind, is this cold front. It's actually the clash of air masses, hot and cold. That's why you get wind, changes in pressure, differences in pressure, causing wind and rain. Oh. They're refurbishing Melbourne's radar. So we can't look at Melbourne's. So let's look at Canberra. I don't think there'll be much to see on the Canberra radar, but you never know. There could be some little dots. Yep, there's little dots, nothing exciting. So, 35. Well, speaking of dahlias, I guess we might as well go have a look at some dahlias. Dahlias are flowers. So like I said, the first cyclone this year was called Dahlia. Dahlia, named by Indonesia. And these are very frost-sensitive plants, so they won't last much longer. We'll get a frost after this next cold change, so we won't have these pretty flowers anymore, and I won't be able to film them anymore, and I'll probably stop talking about dahlias. But they are quite a pretty flower. I grew up sort of taking them for granted because my grandma, who used to live here, she always grew them. They're not actually a bulb though, they're a tuber. A dahlia is a tuber, and a red dahlia is a pretty good analogy for lava, like red hot lava dahlia, Indonesia lava, Java lava, dahlia lava. But they're not a true bulb, they're a tuber. And the iris is also a tuber. So two of Australia's cyclones, I think 3 of Australia's cyclones this year have come from international other waters, not Australian waters. They've been visitors, or I guess Peter Dutton would call them invaders, but you know, they've come from elsewhere into our territory, so we didn't name them. Indonesia named Dahlia. I think it's pronounced a little differently to the flower, but spelt the same. Dahlia is the name, Dahlia, the flower, subtle difference. And yeah, the dahlia is a tuber, and so is the iris. There were 2 of the intruder cyclones this season, and iris, true to its name, was a cyclone, then only for a day or so, then became an ex-cyclone, ex-iris, for about a week as it came into Australian waters. It came down south, then it went up north, then it came south and reformed into Cyclone Iris again. Pretty windy, and it's still there. That little bit of cloud I was just showing you on the satellite photo is what's left of Iris. Not expected to become a cyclone a third time. They thought there was a chance of that, but not expected to happen. But yes, it was a zombie cyclone. Came back from the dead, and it did it on Easter Monday. Now there shouldn't really be any more cyclones this year, or if there were, you'd think there'd only be like a small one somewhere, like hardly another one, because it's now the 14th of April, and you don't normally get them. You can get them through till the end of April. And I guess you could even get them in May, but if you got one in May, it would be considered very late, and you wouldn't expect it to do much. So pretty much right at the end of cyclone season. But if there was another one, it would be called Owen. And Owen has a value of 57, which is a reflection of Marcus, which you might recall has a value of 75. Owen and Marcus, Marcus and Owen. So Owen equals 57, and it happens to have the same value as daffodil. Owen, the daffodil, 57. Definitely getting windier. And a daffodil is a true bulb. It's not a tuber. The dahlia is a tuber. The dahlia and like ranunculus are tubers. But the daffodil, which of course is a spring bulb, is a true bulb. No daffodils around now because it's not spring, it's autumn. Unless you're in Minnesota where it is spring and you would have daffodils now. You probably have daffodils even maybe before now. Then again, Minnesota is a pretty cold place, so spring comes a bit late compared to most places. But it should be spring there now. Kinda hasn't been, but it should be. And spring is the month where we normally get our big winds. Ooh, I just heard a branch break. Yeah. Spring's when we normally expect to get our big winds with cold fronts, but we do get winds in autumn sometimes too, with cold fronts, of course, and coming into winter. But the real big winds, our windiest month usually is September, which is the first month of spring, but it can sometimes come late in October. What's interesting about that date that Nathan is saying there's going to be twin signs on the 22nd of April. There's a couple of interesting things about that, because the 22nd of April is a Sunday, and Jake Wetterling died on a Sunday, the 22nd of October. Exactly 6 months before or after. In this case, it's before, because last year, the 22nd of October fell on Sunday. So you got Sunday the 22nd of October last year, 6 months later, Sunday the 22nd of April. Middle month of spring, middle month of autumn. Or middle month of autumn and the middle month of spring, depending if you're where I am or if you're where Jake is. New South Wales, Australia, or Minnesota in America. I wonder what it's like being a little bird on a really windy day. I wonder, is it kind of exhilarating? Or is it annoying? Or is it a bit scary? Or is it like fun? Because the air is doing stuff. So you can like go surfing. I think it would be more or less a bit of both, a bit of everything, depending how windy it is. Yeah, so it is windy. And the point I was just making is that Sunday the 22nd of April is a reflection of Sunday the 22nd of October. It's the midway point between Jake's abduction anniversaries, 22nd of October, last year and this year. So yeah, there goes the car. And I didn't zoom in too much. And yeah, it's windy. Definitely a branch cracking in that tree. Not surprised. So the 22nd is a good date for twins because Jake was 11 years old. 2 11s are 22. So the twins on the 22nd of April, that's a good sign in connection to Jake, which is being predicted by Nathan. And then Jake is predicting the eruption of Mount Tambora for Nathan. So they are predicting each other's events. Because I think Nathan's the boy who's connected to Mount Tambora. But Jake's the one making the prediction for Nathan. And Jake's the one connected to the 22nd, and Nathan's the one predicting the twins for Jacob. In fact, triplets, because there's going to be another event on or by the 27th, which is my birthday. My birthday this year is on a Friday, and both Jacob and Nathan were born on Fridays. So there's a lot of symbolism in that, all of that. And today is the 14th, it's a Saturday. Nathan died on a Saturday. Dead equals 14. Be bad equals 14. And something bad happened to me when I was 13, which is still the date right now in Minnesota. Something which I completely erased from my mind, so I don't know what happened. But my birthday is 13 days from today. And on or before my birthday, we should know what the 3 signs are. We should know what the triplets are. So I will write it in the comment on this video, after I finally post it, what it is, what it was. I might just go check the weather one more time. Because that seems like a good thing to do. Well, you know, maybe not a good thing, but a thing to do. Okay, so what are our weather stats? How are they looking? Well, I mentioned how St. Joseph has a value of 112. Well, now it's 11.2 in Melbourne. Also the value of Zombie Boy. Almira Boy is 15 years old. 33, the value of Name. Wetterling, 133. Jacob Owen Wetterling, 233. 33. And if you take 133, 13 threes are 39, the value of Angel. And what was I just saying about twins? 11 and 11. Jake was 11, and 2 11s are 22. 22nd of April. Oh, and that's cool because my name has a value of 212. Philip Andrew Kelly equals 212. Today, like I was saying, Saturday, April 14. And Sunday, the 22nd of April, is 2 11s. Twins on the 22nd. And a triplet by the 27th. And then an eruption of Mount Tambora sometime in 2018. That's Jake and Nathan's prediction. Anything else interesting? Well, I guess the more you look, the more you see, the more you see, the more you find, the more you look, the more you find, the more you find, the more you marvel. Nathan died on the 7th of February, born on the 24th of November. And the Mirror Boy is turning 16 this year. The Mirror Boy, who is like a reflection of the Angel Boys. Angel, 39. Candle, 39. Candle. That's what you put on your birthday cake. Or 16 of them if you're turning 16. So you go. Cool. Current time is 1:44 in Darwin. And Survivor is 144. Survivor.